My wife and I love collecting these camellia flowers. We have a collection that has been made up over the last 15 years. We give camellia plants to each other at Valentine's Day. And you can see we got one here and a whole bunch back there and a couple of lemons to boot. Here's the problem. We have these kitties. They're cats now, and they love to horse around and watch what they get into. What are you doing? He acts like he doesn't have a bowl full of water. Well, here's my solution. I pan over here. You see this window outside. I'm going to try to make something to show off the flowers there on the other side of the glass where they can't get to it. So here's my idea. I have this old branch from a scarlet oak tree, and my idea is I'm going to try and strip this bark off if I can do that. I'm going to square the bottom, put a 3/4 inch dowel up here, and have that dowel going down into another piece of wood to hold it up, strip this down, and try to bore a whole bunch of angular holes all the way up on this thing so I can display many flowers and even put a couple on the top. So we'll see what happens with that idea. I'm going to try this out for a solution. I have a 5/8 inch boring bit here, and I found that I can drill right through these logs and stuff that I have. These are olive wood, and I ordered these on Amazon, and I'll give you down below in the description the location, but these ended up being 27 cents a piece, which is really cheap. And I found if you drill a 5/8 inch hole, you'll see that this goes in and it gets stuck about right there. And they have a little hole for a stem, and you fill it with water. The trick on this is you want to make sure you have a log that's been laying around. This has been just laying in the flower bed for 3 years now, and I'm hoping the bark is just ready to give up. And if it isn't, this is going to be an impossible task for me, but you can see it's coming up pretty good. So I'm just going to go through and chip away and see what I can do. I ended up with a mess of wood chips all over the floor, all over the workbench, and it's still kind of rough and scarred up. So what I'm going to have to do is go back over this with spinning wire brush, and then perhaps some sanding to smooth things out a bit and get it to look presentable. So after about an hour to an hour and a half's worth of work, I have this smoothed out and it's looking pretty good. So I need to join this together, and I used my Christmas gift here, a little DeWalt power planer, and you can see I smoothed out the top so I could join the two pieces of wood together. And remember, I'm putting a 3/4 inch hole in the vertical piece of wood and a 3/4 inch hole in the base, and then I will join it. But first I have to do angular holes all the way up the log to hold the vials that I'm going to be putting the flowers into. Well, this boring bit really went easily into this scarlet oak, and you can see I have all these placements for flowers. I probably could put a couple more on the side, but it is easy to hit another channel. But I'm really happy with the way that looks, and I think it's going to be beautiful when I get flowers in there. The only way I can get enough leverage to push down is get up above this on my ladder. So I'm coming in here with a 3/4 inch hole. Now I have to drill a hole, and I want to get it right in the right spot. So I cut a little tiny piece of 3/4 inch dowel, put a nail in the center of it, and then I plug it in and jam it down, and I can see exactly where I need to drill. I'm going to take a hold fast and clamp this piece of wood down, and when I drill, I'm going to try to drill 90 degrees to the slant, because I want that piece of wood to come up at the angle on the bottom of the wood. So I'm drilling down and I'll be gluing that dowel into the hole. Now I'm going to take some of this Wadco wood oil and I'm going to just smother everything with it. And that's mostly for rainproofing if I keep it outside. And when it dries, it'll look a little nicer too. Okay, here's the big reveal. There it is, our flower tree. And I'm putting it inside right now. And so far the cats don't look like they're even interested in it. And my wife just loves it because it actually looks like a little tree growing with flowers all over it. The plastic containers are easy to pull out, dump the water out, change out the flowers one by one. Thank you so much for watching this, and maybe it gave you an idea of something you might want to do for yourself. Bye-bye.